Greetings everyone, my name is Ettervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In today's morning live stream, I'll be covering a combination of both Veerspin levels and other levels I find online, primarily the former. Before I begin, here's the rules. Glad to see everyone caught that. Just making sure you're paying attention, folks. Welcome to stream Jaden, Pixel Boy, Jedok, Lepadio, Hyper, all the lurkers on YouTube and Twitch, and anyone else I missed. Going to be covering levels for about 90 minutes to 2 hours, then the art showcase, and a separate stream, memes. I'm using the X mod by Red, version 0.7.8.1. Not the true X version, I'll do that later. Enough with introductions, let's begin with this stage. First up is Bomb Man But Better by Roger 2, 61 plays and score 25. I watched the trailer live, it looks cool. We didn't finish Demon Turf yet, but from preliminary estimates, sure. Aha. Oops, I forgot I didn't switch. No matter. The first impressions. I liked a lot what I've seen. It seems the new bonus feature... Well, there's several things. First of all, we expect them to be Mega Man based, but now they've also included stuff from the Mega Man World series. Not just one or two, but from all 5 of the World sub-series games. Not to mention the life setters, the various other weapons, the medic bonus guest star weapon. All cool. Now we just need to wait for it to be released and we can figure out any other secrets. Demon Turf is pretty fun, first impressions. I know I kinda screwed up some of the playing the stages, but as you know, first impressions. And if I wasn't looking for the sweets, I could have finished them in half the amount of time. Thank goodness they got us a location arrow. Otherwise it would have taken even more time to figure out where everything is. I just wish the first area we went through wasn't the Apoca Desert, or the Apoca Desert looked more lively. Like, aesthetically speaking, the Apocalyptic Desert doesn't really look that terrible, to be honest. I thought I could one-shot it. It isn't. You have to be up close to it and do that. Like, level design wise is solid, but aesthetically speaking, it's not something I particularly remember. Heck, I remember the Dream World more than that. Or should I say Nightmare World. Hopefully it picks up next time. It does get a good impression that first area that Beeps conquered is basically backwater and most people don't care about it. Or Fredo was so incompetent that anyone could have defeated him if they were dedicated enough. Flyer it is then. Also wily bosses. We've been waiting so long for them that I thought it was going to be deconfirmed, but nope. It's been added. I mean, I expected Yellow to be there, that's why I wasn't really surprised. But the other ones, like the Cossack and other things, much more surprising. And combined with the regular RM bosses, it's going to be quite interesting. The first boss fight was cool though. Music was, well, I'll comment more about the game's music choices later. The thing about Rock Ridge is that it still looks more aesthetically pleasing than what Demon Turf was trying to pull off. Like, I get it, it's supposed to be an apocalyptic backwater thing, but the thing with most apocalyptic settings that, unless you're specifically going for more variety, they don't really look that aesthetically interesting. Hey Queen Monica, hey Hyper, hey Lapadia, hey Manubi. You can make it more aesthetically interesting, see Fallout, but the Apoca Desert wasn't it. But as I said, gameplay-wise is fine. The reason why many games start with a green hill zone or green grass gradation-like zone is because of how vibrant and colorful they can be. That's why most games don't start with a desert stage. Well, you can still start with a desert, but just don't make it a barren one. Anyways, sidetrack aside, thank you Rajolt. This was okay, I'd say. Second up is the Weapon Experiment Series NATO by the Bolt Whatever, 31 plays and a score of 3. Thank you, Lapadio. I also like how the boss integrated a new gimmick or mechanic into the game, the grappling hook. Although the grappling hook isn't as freeform as expected to be, at least for now, we'll see how it develops. We do have the return trips and whatnot, which we will have to make a decision on because I will have to complete most of the return trips throughout the LP. Seeing as we need 50 batteries to access the final boss, and if I only do the first trips for every world, I'll get only 28 batteries. About 28. And I don't wish to make use of the skip system. What's down here? And here I thought there'd be a bed of spikes waiting me. I want to show you something. Make sure to manually switch off the NATO before it finishes. Otherwise this happens. You drop out of it and it can't reactivate it. Even if you switch off of it from there on, you still can't use it again until you hit solid ground. It's a bit of a quirk with the NATO. In order to use it again in midair, you have to switch off of it before it expires. Oh goody. Suddenly this has become much harder. Ah. Make sure to practice your swapping. What's up here? No. Not without a checkpoint, please. Okay, now I'll do it. Or at least try it once. And eventually end up failing. Case in point. The rain's working against me, so I don't care. Flip the direction on me. Yeah, I was expecting the climax of Tinykin would have been a bit dark. I already had put together most of the pieces. Especially with that final artifact piece. Especially with the final artifact piece, you know, the top. I had suspected that Ardwin got divorced. I didn't think he lost his wife and child. Due to his fault, really. But that raises another question. With 1991 technology, how was he able to pull off what he did across the world? Something doesn't add up there. And the fact he explicitly said he can't undo it with 1991 technology. Oh, this is something I didn't know. You can directly counteract the magnetic conveyor belt ceilings by using the NATO. That's cool. Today I learned. Although they did say they were able to escape in 1991 onto other planets. Hence why Milodane exists. This stage's difficulty curve is a bit mountainous. The rest of the stage isn't too hard, and then we have these spike sections, where suddenly the difficulty becomes much harder. This is why I keep asking for damage spikes to be added. For situations like this. Almost. I get what you're saying, Jaden, but something feels off about the whole situation. Like the way Ardwin was describing it. It feels as if there was already some outside observers. You know, those tentacle aliens. I mean, it did answer many of the questions, but it also raised many others. Like, who are these aliens, and why did they suspend parts of the world in a stasis bubble? Were they partly responsible for the accident in the first place? And how long has it exactly been since the accident? It's been several hundred years to 1,000. Like, when I was initially playing, when it said stuck in 1991, I thought Ardwin was just a retro-futurist, or really like the 90s, but in reality Earth was in the 2100s or something, before the accident happened. I didn't think it was literally happening in the late 90s. I mean, early 90s. That's why when they said that Ardwin is immortal, the insects that is, I thought it's because, well, insects only live for a few days or weeks. The ones featured in the game, that is. And he does decades, so... But no, he literally lived for several centuries. We'll need to wait. I have it, Sylveon. Give me a sec. We were talking about the game Tinykin, Ulrich, which we finished last week. How is he able to turn himself into a cyborg? True innovation. He had enough time. He had enough years to do that. He probably also stole some of the technology from the aliens. Or repurposed it. But in the process, he became more of a machine than a human. Which is fair. I'd prioritize bug over descriptions. Anyways, number 3 up is RS Iris Stage 2 by LSFur010, 28 plays and a score of 4. But yeah, that's all my thoughts on Tinykin so far. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Currently my favorite platformer I played this year. Favorite 3D platformer. It is easy, but it's designed to be easy for beginners. There are a lot of things in 3D movement we take for granted. I just wish it had one extra bonus room or something, as an extra challenge. Oh well, maybe for DLC. For instance, there are a few other places to explore, with the other rooms, wherever the government's held, and the garden. Risky. Yes, I attended the live stream. In fact, I talked about it a bit more back then. Oh boy. I sure am. I'm going to reiterate these points that yes, I watched the trailer, and yes, I'm excited. When it's ready, it's usually some of the best release dates. I guess it was Eevee. Whoa. Okay then. Etora poses a challenge, but it's also kind of beginner. Like, it's actually possible to die there. Especially during the final boss, ahem. Anyways, I have a question to you all. I'll ask it again tomorrow, but I think it's a good time to ask now. In Demon's Turf, once you complete a world, you unlock a harder version of the world, and you do have to complete most of the harder versions of the world to access the final boss. So my question is, during the next stream, should I finish World 1 Hard Mode first, or move on to World 2 Normal Mode? I repeat, should I do World 1 Hard Mode next, or World 2 Normal Mode? Hey Oscar. Hey Dor. Nice to see you all here. Jaden's the expert in the game, so I want to hear what they say. Return trip next, or normal trip? This stage was fine. A bit messy. I'd like it more if I actually played the original. Okay, message pinned. We have no idea when it comes out. It's just when it's ready. Hopefully next week, that means. Number 3 up is Custom Boss Pumped Up Toad by RetroCrit. 16 plays, score 4. Hiya, Sylveon. The several trailers. By the way, folks, the game was leaked. Do not discuss the leak over here. No charge on either, so I can't cheese it. You can talk about the game when it releases, but please do it under game spoilers. Destroyed. All I'll say is that the game is actually looking to be more exciting the further more stuff gets released. I guess most of it's thanks to Ian Flynn being the main writer, and I trust him to make an engaging story. Next up is Conveyor Belt Boss Shade Man by Janox74. 1 play, score 5. Oh yeah, Dracula's Curse. Despite some of my frustrations on the hard route and stage 9, Dracula's more in case I didn't want to repeat test stuff and I wanted to make it hard on myself. I still like it more than 1. I can definitely see where Castlevania 4 took many of its mechanics from. I always wondered where several of the enemies and environments came from, and the bosses. Uh, 6th or 20th of November. Oh, why not the 13th? Why isn't 13 not a possibility? Next up is Shademan EX. Score 12. 2 whatever. Speaking of Castlevania. No Jaden. That'll be far more in the future. We talked about this earlier, I believe. Next up would be Super Castlevania 4. I don't want to skip my favorite game in the 2D series. Especially following after 3 because 4 improves upon most of the aspects in 3. Like I said, I always wondered where some of the bosses and level design came from. No Simon's Quest, please. Again, I don't like that game. The only reason I play it is if I have a guide with me. No thank you. I'd rather play Dracula X over it, if I actually wanted to. Have I played it? Yes, and I beat it. Again, not too fond about it. I understand what they're going for, but, I didn't quite like it. Like I said, Super Castlevania 4, along with Bloodlines, are my favorite 2D Castlevania games. I know Bloodlines feels like an alternate sequel from 3 and took different ideas, but 4 feels like the most logical extension from 3. Like, the stairs are no longer as frustrating as they were before. You still can't jump off of them. That's Bloodlines feature. But the fact that you have a separate button dedicated to using your sub-weapon, and that you can whip in 8 different directions, makes a lot of the stages easier and less frustrating. See Medusa heads on any flying or jumping enemy. There were so many situations in 3 where being able to attack diagonally would come really in handy. That's fair. Give it time and wait for it to be released. But I can assure you, I will get to Super Castlevania 4. As for this year, well, I'll very likely do LPs or live plays of Parodius, as well as Revenge of Shinobi. 2 people already requested Revenge of Shinobi, those being Sylveon and Kyle. So I will do Revenge sometime this year. Maybe later this month, maybe early next month. Hey Marjolt. Besides, I have plenty of other games to go through. If one game gets delayed, there are at least 10 others I can get to. Seventh up is The Trenches by Silversword. 7 plays and a score of 2. Yep, he did. Revenge of Shinobi. I mean, I beat that game, I can do it. Fairly well, I beat your stage first. It was marginally better than the original Bomb Man. This will come in handy. No Mega Shrimp? Go ahead, Jaden. And go ahead, anyone. I mean, compared to Ninja Gaiden, Shinobi isn't gonna be too difficult, barring certain stages. If you played that game, you know exactly which ones I'm referring to. Now we're in the Gemini crystals. Gemini and Flash. Oh, by the way, if I play Shinobi, I'm playing with the laser vision. Not the old one which has the more obvious camos. The more obvious cameos slash stolen characters. That's cool. This campaign is actually on my playlist. Eventually. Don't you like the mole farming station? Of course, knowing the new update is coming out, most of the levels are likely going to disable drops and when these are on screen. Which makes me sad. Nope. Precisely, Sylveon. They do exist in the laser version, but they've been recolored to be less obvious. Well, Gojira too. Well, that's all the levels on the list. Well, actually, Rajo's level's next. Let's do that. Alrighty then. 8th up is Mega Man Divide Proto Intermission by Rajo 2. 21 plays and a score of 7. Work in progress. Oof. Midpoint stage. Thank you, Jaden. I'll wait for that. Oh yeah, here's what I was gonna say. Here's the schedule for this weekend. Right now is, of course, level showcases in Mega Man Maker. Tonight is gonna be the start of Anuchard, which I've been meaning to start for the last 5 or 6 months. We're gonna do it tonight. I hope. Tomorrow morning, Demon Turf. And tomorrow afternoon, Deep Rock Galactic. New major update was released a few days ago, so we're gonna check it out. This was an embarrassing debt. And as for next week, well, I may have less live streams due to being busy. And other reasons. Like, I may not have a Danganronpa stream next week. Just want to let you know. I may only have weekend streams next week. Not as puzzle heavy? Interesting. From first glance, I thought it was going to be puzzle Metroidvania, similar to Monster Boy. In the nick of time. Oh, Mega Sick. Darn. I hope they get better. Hey Skypod Samurai, welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. Feel free to send in levels if you have any. Either from you or anything that tickles your fancy. Sure thing, Jaden. Very early game stuff is a game. Like, if it's within the first hour or so. I can't believe I pulled this off. Thank you, Checky. Not quite worth it. Greek bile himself. Gotcha. Maybe not way later, but maybe it's in the midpoint of the game. After all, that first boss fight was more difficult than I expected out of a first boss. If it's the third or fourth boss, I think it makes more sense. I mean, I know that eventually the full gang will come together, all three siblings. You know, compared to most other intermission stages I played in level packs, this is one of the harder ones. The only ones that tend to be harder are from the patio, but it's to be expected. Then again, this one's a bit more engaging. GG. I see. In the demo of Greek, the first boss is the opposite of a joke. But in the full game, it's actually a joke. I like this stage a lot more than the first one he sent in, which was Bombman but better. Hang on, be right back in a moment. Back. Let's see something from the most popular queue. This is peculiar. Ninth up is Mega Man Master Mix Skullman by Smith Guy Cott. 184 plays and a score of 71. Frodo. He always tends to get the short end of the stick. See, Pepper? Thank you, Skypilot. I see you moved on to YouTube. I tend to prefer YouTube as that's my primary platform. But Twitch is fine too. In the case of a desert level, Eterna Noctis definitely does a better job. To be fair, it's not even a desert level really, it's more of a wasteland level. It's related to a desert, but it's different in the sense that there's no life. What makes Eterna Noctis Wasteland look so much more visually appealing than Demon Turf's Apoca Desert is that there's a lot of interesting stuff in the background. A myriad of ruined civilizations, junk, and a variety of peculiar living things. Not to mention it's raining. And it isn't just a shade, and it isn't just several showers, and it isn't simply just a series of different shades of brown and yellow. It does have a very melancholic vibe with a lot of dark colors, dark muted colors, but there's a better gradation of coloration and whatnot. That's why it does a much better job. After all, desert and wasteland stages don't need to look ugly. There are plenty of ways to make them look nice. See Eterna and many other things. You just need to put stuff in them. Don't make them barren. When I say barren, I don't mean just barren of life, but barren of stuff. That too, Jaden. There's enough visual variety there, and well. And the funny thing is, it's on a weaker platform too, N64. And yet, even with a smaller screen size and less assets, I suppose, it does a better job of being interesting. You know, that'd be an interesting statistical analysis to do. I was doing a direct comparison to 64, but yeah, in general, better looking. I was pointing out 64 specifically because Demon Turf's art style reminds me the most of Paper Mario, and to a lesser extent, Tinykin. Oh yeah, speaking of which, next year, 1000-Year-Old Door. I really want to cover that along with Super Paper Mario and Bug Fables. I can see why this got this many votes. It's a fairly solidly constructed level, but nothing too spectacular. It needed another gimmick to complement the X platforms. Mystery Bakers, no one's requested it, so most likely no. Before the sequel, I'll think about it. There's already a lot of things that are gonna be bunched up in the first half of the year. Like some of the birthday recommendations, Genshin Impact, Saints Row 4, more of the key games, and a few other things. So, I'll have to see. Alright, Sky Palette, you finished This'll be next. Tenth up is Temperature Control by Skypod Samurai. 26 plays, score 4. I hope so too. Remember folks, score isn't necessarily indicative of quality, as has been well established throughout this LP, and the most popular queue. Already aesthetics look interesting. Maybe not interesting, but cohesive. I'm going to limit birthday games to mainly moderators and probably some frequenters. I'm not going to give it to everyone because, oh my goodness, there'll be too many dead. Oh yeah, so Omori. I'll see what I can do there. When I decide to cover Omori, there's going to be a lot of warnings for that. For sure. Wrong way. Oops. I see the problem here. Let's see if I can resync this. Yes! I really want the E, but... I don't think that'll work for me. And then there's this problem. Okay, I have to make it so I can slide on them. If they're mistimed, I'm going to be eaten. Okay. Close enough. I already blasted some other people. Omori was found to be more disturbing, but we'll see. Both will get their content warnings, don't worry. Yeah, the trick here is that you can also stagger them by using a combination Eye Slasher and the bullets, but it is tricky. To be fair, the stage is building up to it. There was the whole block section earlier. Oh no. This... I am going to be Oh, this is mandatory. I thought this is optional. I mean, I will be branching out to some M-rated games. Getting time to clarify what NSFW means for this channel. Oh. I need that too, don't I? You know, of all the stages I played in this episode, I think this is currently my favorite one. Nice challenge progression and interesting use of the main mechanic. In this case, it's really, when I say main mechanic, it's not exactly one mechanic in particular. It's really focusing on the Ice Slasher specifically, and how it interacts with multiple mechanics. It's not like it just focuses on the blocks, fire waves, fire bars, etc., but more in the sense of extinguishing and freezing flames. I wouldn't say it's the best stage I played in the last month, but it sure has something interesting to tell, or showcase. Whenever I say interesting, I tend to be more on the other side anyways. I played through so many Mega Man levels, and most, to be honest, are simply okay. And work in progress. Technically, they tend to be better than the rest of the pack because they're specifically sent by level designers or people who regularly attend my streams, so they actually learn from their mistakes. Whereas most of the levels in the most proper queue, in that room we'll find a mid-boss. In 1.8. Oh, no kidding, there's so many things you can do in 1.8 that I wish you could have done earlier. Oof, I couldn't. I was pushing my luck too much. I was paying more attention to what was going on the other side. It's fine, let's speedrun this. And I'll start my adventure sometime next year, probably. Okay, let's do this the correct way. Let's think about this. I need to lower this block. So I have to do it from the other side. If I do it, I can't reach here, so I need to redo it here. Gotcha. Now let's be careful. Where is this being shot to? Good. There is a faster way of doing this, by the way. I decided to take the slow and steady route. Oh, okay. So even if I have Ice Slasher, I can't just cheese the boss completely. We got a shield. I guess it's fine. Many channels already done that. I'd recommend adding some modifications to the trailer, like focusing on certain elements, or talking over them. Sure. It's gonna be either Genshin Impact next year or Tower Fantasy. Most likely the former, as more people want me to do the former. Thank you, Sky Palette. I just consider myself to be an okay to decent player. If you want an example of an amazing player, take a look at Marino. I have at times, but I decided I've been too busy, unfortunately. I can't believe I didn't get crushed there, whoa. 1, 2, 3. We've already been able to change the conveyor speeds in the text editor and True Secrets in the editor, but now we can do it directly. Knowing this stage, I expect there to be some fire bars we have to freeze or something. Same old freeze man, changing up the arena does change up how I interact with him. The plus there. Go for it, Cookie. Once 1.8 comes out. Freeze and fire. I see. And we gotta do both of them at the same time. Well, not the same time, but without dying, I mean. Izumi man, boss. Hey Vincenzo, long time no see. Aw, we don't find both of them at the same time for a finish. In any case, I'd say this is an example of a decent stage, especially in the fire portion. There you had to freeze all the fire bars or interact by freezing the fire, or turning off the fire in some situations. The ice section did have the reverse where you had to melt some of the blocks, but it didn't quite explore the mechanics to the same extent. Like, if it did, we'd be exploring more of the stuff like the ice blocks, destroying them, and I guess freezing some of the enemies using them as platforms. The one thing I wish is there was a section where you could swap immediately between hot and cold, but I suppose that can be saved for the final version, as this is a work in progress stage. Despite this, I quite enjoyed it. This is currently my fairly lowly episode. Good job, Sky Palette, and welcome to the channel. Feel free to send in more of your levels. Oh, it's not a work in progress? My bad. Oh. In any case, good job. I was going to say that this doesn't feel like a work in progress, but yeah, cool. I'll be right back in a moment. And we are back. Here's version 1.5.3 of the X mod by Team Red, the last version before 1.8 hits. Gonna do Oscar level first. Alright. 11th up is SMB Tree Tank 1 by Oscar, 20 plays and a score of 8. Eye forward. Let's do this with 0. Not the team I'd use for this, to be honest. Well, I guess it's the closest thing to the original World 8 track. Or the airship team. And they're still the only present danger of being crushed. Unlike the original though, I can take more than 3 hits. I can take more than 2 hits. I did play SMB Tree on the channel, by the way, for Imumi's birthday. That was fun. I will play games for... I will play popular games on the channel if enough people want me to play it. I believe it was... Alright, you're up. Thing is, you're less... You're the stand-in for Boom Bim, but you're less of an embarrassment. You at least try jumping. Fairly accurate recreation. Now on to Tank 2. 18 plus 9. There are 2 different tank stages. This time we're doing it with X. Get rid of the mole equivalents. I think the X-Buster charging sound effect should fade out a bit faster. I think I completed all the bend-off stages. Bumpy now. Right, give me a little hug there. What makes the auto-scrolling interesting here is that I can do it in 2 different directions, perhaps even 3, without having to make use of the firewalls. Okay, the bonus stage. Here we go. Thirteenth up is Mega Man X Alpha X Challenge Mode, bonus stage by the patio. 28 plays and a score of 6. And here I thought my skill level is just okay to decent. Okay, fine, we'll do this as X. Oh. Oh, it's just 2 bosses at once. I mean, it's still difficult, but it's a lot less difficult than I expected it to be. Like, I expected a series of challenge gauntlets or something. This is why we have the E's. Okay, it's 1 down. Oh yeah, the steak. Silly me. It's gonna be twin bosses for the rest of the stage, isn't it? If we're gonna have a situation like this, it really should just be a Shishi spawner. Not quite fast enough. Excuse me. One down. Ah, I was able to conserve 1 E-tank. That may be crucial for the final battle. Perfect. What could your weakness be? Another EA save. Of course, it's partly because we're not finding napalm anymore in the duo. And they share the same weaknesses before. Oh, 1 HP to spare. Certainly tougher and more chaotic. Thank you, Monica. You're the best. I'll fix that in a moment. Channel's been refreshed. Let's go. Splendid, Jaden. Splendid. Fine. E it is. Of course, it's this. I thought you were gonna move a little bit less to the left. Again, concrete by himself is already a bit of a pain, and now we have to do it in a group. And weaknesses are not obvious, of course. Okay, it's blocked, but in this arena, that's a bit of a problem. See, Apple. This time, I'll take care of you-know-who first. Okay, we're safer. Ah, close one. Now, hopefully the rest will be easier. This one must have been your mouse. It's fine. Again, the weaknesses are not obvious unless you played through the stage before. And the last time I went through it was last week, and it's been quite a while. What? It didn't count? Oh, I wasn't hitting the checkpoints, was I? It's always sending me out the other way. I thought it was sending me out to the checkpoint where there was two of them. I thought the two checkpoints were bunched up with each other, like somehow, like how some of the other stages do it. Yeah, it's always putting me in the center, of course. My suggestion would be for the future ones, put the checkpoints, bunch them up around the center, so every time you teleport out, you're always sent back and you're guaranteed to hit it. Okay, I grabbed most of the keys back. You have done this before, Lepandio. Launching two checkpoints right at the teleporter exit. Easiest one yet. We're almost there. For real this time. Oh, this is quick mans. Get rid of concrete first. Some of these are basically almost unwinnable unless you take the pickup. Unless you use the knee tank or are really lucky with the life pickup. The arenas are not exactly designed for two bosses. In some it's more apparent than others. Path of Midnight Sun's gonna be really story heavy, so we'll see. I'll eventually edit that into LP format, don't worry. I mean, a Let's Try format. Okay, this time I'm not gonna do it the fair way. Oh, that isn't your weakness. Strange, I thought it would be like electric spark. First phase. Oh boy. He's back too. Get rid of him as soon as possible. Okay. I want to... Can't even confirm if he's... I have plenty of tanks, I can do it. I guess he doesn't have a weakness. Maybe it's this. Nope, no weakness. What, silver? Okay. I must have kept getting planked on something. I am Brickman. Oh. Honestly, I recommend the regular mode over challenge mode. By adding an extra boss to every rematch and the final matches, I don't think the rooms were designed for them, so you're most likely going to take some damage. Taking the boss fights into more damage races. I think if you take it more as damage races, you can beat all the bosses without the use of a tank. But damageless, I don't think is possible without the use of task tools. I have space for just one more stage. Then I'll move on to the art showcase. As long as it doesn't take more than 10 minutes, I'd be happy to cover it. And welcome back, Brickman. Oh no, then I can't do it now. I really have about 10 minutes left for levels. That'd be too long. Just send it in and I'll see if I can cover it next week. There aren't as many levels as compared to before, so I have more time for longer stages. I don't mind playing through longer levels, but I don't like playing through levels that exceed over 20 to 25 minutes on the morning streams. I want to give everyone else the time in the limelight after all. Anyways, I think this is where we'll end off for now. If I had more time, I'd be happy to... Anyways, of the 13 levels I covered today, my favorite level would be... Hang on a sec. Never saved the name of that, oops. Anyways, of the 13 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would be Temperature Control by Sky Pilot Samurai, with an honorable mention going to the Weapon Experiment series, NATO by the Bolt Whatever. Good job, you two. And thank you to everyone else who submitted your levels to me. Really appreciate it. Call me if someone submits it, Jaden. Let me get some music. Alright, here we go. With all of that said and done, it is time for the art showcase. First, a post from Sylveon. RMLL Rockman redesign. Aww, he looks adorable. It's an AU take on Rockman. Aki Rocky Right. Aww. It's as if Mega Man was in a more ZX-inspired verse. Rockman Live Light. Think of it as... I will be able to comment on this the most. I can definitely see the inspirations here. I give this 2 thumbs up. Spooky atmosphere, 50% off. One of the scariest areas indeed, in terms of aesthetics. In terms of gameplay, the scariest area would probably be the Undersea Lab. Or, you know, Skyway. It was before Y designed or developed the skull motif. In the first game it made sense, you know, repurposing light bots. Electrica Woman and Venimo Man. It kinda looks like she's melting. Maybe in animation-wise she'd look better. Veneno Man looks a bit more as if he's wearing a lot of clothing. Swap Shop Monster Challenge 11, or featuring. Neat. Dreams Nightmare First Fright. Let me bet it. Cool. It's vet. Wow. Dream is fighting the monsters of Dark Guy. You know, that would actually be an interesting plot point that was never raised in Unleashed. What if the nightmare creatures could infect people more directly? I know technically they did infect people, making them more depressed, but what if they could make them actually turn into monsters themselves temporarily? Maybe the game did that, but I don't recall it. Tiara Man. Mighty Guts Man. The Bomber Trio. Neat. Yeah, with more concentrated exposure. Like, maybe in early areas we don't see it that much, but in later areas or the late game, we can see more exposures. More consistent exposure. And then they'd be attracted to people who are already depressed or something. Doesn't look too thick to me. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of... It's kind of a pixelated version of this design. Once again, cute. Oh, I remember doing this climb in the first stream. Or was it the second stream of this? Of them. More monstrous, and if they don't have enough will to fight it off, everything eventually falls without enough support. Ahem. Night Witch. Depends on how much shield bar you have left. And if you need the money. I'd probably take them out for the money. Ooh, nice. You may want to darken the background a bit. It's a bit distracting. La Madre. By me. Happy Day of the Dead. Me as in late Tamarind Lover. Cool. Bruticus as Transformers. Royal Siren Fortune Zone. Pleasure? Oh. Okay, that's the opposite of what I expected. I was thinking darkness, negativity, depression, corrupting people in high amounts. But quote-unquote pleasure, that's a different take, but it also works. Or self-indulgence, pleasure. Kinda reminds me of the antagonist from Kamen Rider Ooh. 1 year ago, today we released Demon Turf on 8 different platforms. Since then, bunch of physicals, sold merch, and the DLC Expandalone. All those tweets. Happy anniversary. Boom. I think this will work better under React. Playing together. Thank you, Jaden. Drink up. Actually, you know what? This actually makes sense when you think about it. If whatever's stored in his whatever's stored in his mug head is separate from the rest of the body, he's basically using that as a health potion carrier. Actually, you know how some people hold a health potion in bottles or in a separate chamber? This is basically like that. At first I was going to say that doesn't make sense, but taking this further, it works. Neat. Alrighty then, this marks the end of this episode. Thank you to everyone who either submitted a level, submitted some art, or just participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce content for the channel. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.